Why do women talk to multiple guys?
If a girl is looking sexy, let's say, yeah, that doesn't mean she's an easy woman.
Are you straightforward when you like a guy?
Yeah, because these days they thinking just because they had sex with you, that's it, it's yours.
Just because he'll have sex with you doesn't mean that he's open to committing to you.
Yeah.
Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. I'm sitting in the spot, which means I have a great conversation lined up for you today. You know, on this channel, we like to talk about all things dating, go through some, maybe nice truths, some difficult truths, and, see what resonates with us so we can attract the kind of person that we want out there. So without further ado, please welcome Andrea to the show. Andrea,
hello.
Welcome. Am I saying your name correctly?
Thank you. Yes.
Andrea. How
Or you can
doing?
say Deya.
Deya?
Deya.
Deya. I love Deya. We love that.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. We're
Excited.
here on this grey Sunday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Be raining, but
I know. You came all the way from Sheffield for us.
yeah, I know. Early in the morning.
I know. We appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you.
Listen, let's jump right in. So,
Okay.
to start, tell us your age or age range, if you don't want to say your actual age.
I'm 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell us one thing about you that a guy should know if he wanted to take you out on a date.
I'm very straightforward.
Very straightforward, like
Yeah.
very direct.
Yeah.
So, like, if you met with a guy, he took you out on a date, and you knew you didn't like him at the end, you just be like,
I would have said politely.
what would you say?
Well, depends on the circumstances.
Okay.
But probably I will say it's not gonna work. I want to go home.
Okay. Wow, we like that. You knew what, guys probably
I
appreciate
did that. So
What was the last time you said? What was the last thing you said to a guy?
well,
when you
I
said it?
don't really want to say it.
Oh, maybe you might be the situation.
Yeah. I
Okay.
prefer not to say it.
Completely fair. That's good though.
Yeah.
That's good. I think
That's
I'd
me.
appreciate
Like
that.
straight,
Yeah. And
straight to the point.
Do you prefer guys who are also like that? They're like very
Yeah, I
direct?
do want them to be honest.
Yeah,
No.
of course.
Not direct, because they can be on the other side and say like bad things too,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I do prefer for people to be honest with me, because I'm gonna be always honest. I don't like to lie.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say we all want people to be honest.
Of course.
But I think we try and mitigate, okay, how much of it is being honest to, maybe trying to not hurt someone's feelings. So it's kind of like, if a guy wasn't feeling it, would you rather him just be like, hey, it's just not working? Or
Yeah, I do prefer that. But these days people prefer beautiful lies. So I think that's the problem.
Have you ever told a beautiful lie?
I did.
Yeah, tell
did.
us. What did you say?
Well, I don't know now what to say. I did say at one point, and obviously it wasn't like I didn't felt all right about it, because basically I lied. And that's why I decided I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna be that kind of person.
Yeah,
and I want to be like straight to the point and say exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I think it's much more better for everyone.
Yeah.
For me as well. Like, I'm trying to protect myself at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, it's better for you long
Yeah,
term, 100%.
exactly.
100%. So what do you think are some common beautiful lies that women would say to men? And maybe I'll share what I think.
You're the only one I'm talking with.
Do guys really believe that?
To be honest,
I guess they
probably
would.
not. No, probably not, because they will say the same thing.
Very true. I just always assume, like, if a girl's attractive, I just always assume she's talking to at least 2 other guys, because she'll constantly be getting guys trying to take her out, right?
That's how this generation is at the end of the day. Like, it's getting worse, to be fair.
So kind of on that, how would you describe the dating landscape in 3 words today?
What do you mean? Like,
so like how it is in dating now, like how would you describe it?
Well, I don't know, because people, they are not dating to marry no more.
Yeah.
They are dating probably for a night stand, which is very sad. They can take the effort to take you on a date, or to make you feel special, to talk to you over the phone, but at the same time that can be just to for you to be in their bed, and which is very sad. But that's how I find it. these days that it is.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I think the game has changed compared to like 20 years ago.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. I think it's changed. But I think, and this is kind of why we have this conversation. There are ways to tell whether someone is taking you seriously or not. Whether their actions match up with their words. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you think a lot of women date today, do you think, in regards to men?
That's a bit tricky because obviously not everyone is the same.
Very true.
And some woman wants to have fun. Some woman wants a family.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you can see the difference, to be honest.
Yeah. It's one of those things where a lot of people want to have fun, I think. But then when it comes down to having something serious, maybe it's like, they don't know how to get that because they're so used to dating in a particular way.
And probably will be at in their 30s when they are ready for a serious relationship.
Yeah.
But
then men or women or both?
I think both.
Yeah.
Probably men more on their 30s. I think women, they are ready a bit earlier, like 25-ish.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think it's like that.
Yeah. Do you find that most guys maybe you've dated have been older because they're kind of more serious, or
they are more mature, let's say? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I hear that. Sometimes I think they could be at the right stage in life.
Yeah.
I think timing for guys is very important. I think if a guy's not ready to settle down, they're not gonna do it,
even if the girl is ready.
Yeah, 100%. And I think sometimes girls could be like, I could be the one to change his mind.
But it's not really like that, because if they don't want to change, they won't.
They won't change for you.
No, they will change if they want to, and if they are ready to take that commitment.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
Yeah, it's so true. What's something you would like to ask or bring to the conversation? Anything you want to ask about, guys?
What's the worst dating relationship advice you ever heard or you ever give?
The worst that I've ever given.
I don't know. I'm just
the worst advice I've ever heard for women.
For both.
For both. Okay, I'll do one for guys, one for girls. The worst dating advice I've heard for women is that success makes them attractive to men.
That's fair.
That earning a lot of money makes guys look at you and go, oh my gosh. And while it's like, I respect that, it's not an attraction trigger for men. Men are attracted to different things about women.
Of course.
There are exceptions to the rule, but a lot of the time, the guy who finds financial success in a woman very attractive is usually the guy who's looking at her to provide for him.
That makes sense. And I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree.
Now, I wanna separate success from kind of qualities that can be attractive. So, for example, if you're taking someone like Taylor Swift, right? She's super successful, but it's her talent that is super attractive.
Exactly.
The passion that she has. And that is very attractive to men. Talent, passion, if there's something you're passionate about, great. But the actual monetary financial success, for most guys, it's not. It's
pointless, basically.
Yeah, it's a bonus.
It is.
But it's a bonus. It's not a reason.
Because maybe the woman make him feel like weak in that kind of way, because he can't maybe provide as much as her.
It's not even that. I'm not going to say there aren't guys who want to care
yeah,
about
of course not, but
it's just they just don't care. So like, if a guy's like, hey, come check out all my amazing designer shoes, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you'd be like, okay, that's cool, but that's not why I'm here. I
don't care about your shoes.
Exactly. It's like guys are like, if a woman's like, oh, like I earn this much money, blah blah blah, it's like, cool, but I don't care.
Yeah, that's not the important thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
One piece of advice for guys that I've heard, I've heard mainly bad for women, to be fair, but bad advice that I've heard given to guys is that
A tricky one.
women say this a lot, that they just want a nice guy. I think that's
I
bad.
never say that.
I've heard and even experienced growing up where girls would be like, I just want a nice guy. And
What
the guys
nice means?
Well, exactly. What does nice mean? I think there's a difference between a nice guy and a good guy. Because I think a nice guy is you could be nice, but I think in regards to women and dating, is he will just give, and it doesn't matter whether she reciprocates or not.
Yeah.
But if you do that, if you're just giving and she's not reciprocating, she won't respect you. And a woman can't love a man she doesn't respect.
Of course not.
So it's about reciprocation. I think there's a difference between, and I do say this to guys, where they'll be like, oh, but she said she wants a nice guy, and I'm there for her, and I'm, do all these things. I'm being nice to her, but she's still choosing and chasing, the bad boy guy that everybody likes and the tall, attractive guy.
He ignore her and all that.
And it's like, he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, she doesn't want a nice guy. She wants a good guy. And I think the difference is a good guy is capable of being bad, but chooses to be good. A nice guy is incapable of confrontation or conflict. So it's kind of like if you, imagine you have a house and you want to get a guard dog for your house, right? Now, you don't choose the dog that's nice to everyone. Because when the burglar comes, the dog's like, hey, come in, let me show you around, right? But equally, you don't want to choose the dog who's attacking everyone because you want them to love you, your family, your friends, your kids, whatever, right?
Just the close family members.
Exactly. So you choose the dog who is capable of taking someone out, but loves you and your family. And that's how I would determine it. That's what a good guy is. It's the guy who is capable of the bad, but chooses to channel the energy through good. A nice guy is just someone who's incapable. That doesn't make you virtuous.
Of course.
Being incapable of fighting doesn't mean you're a good person because you choose not to fight.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I would say. What about you? What do you think is, what would you say is maybe a worse advice, bad advice you've heard from men and from women?
I don't know actually about men, to be honest.
No? What about women?
No.
What do you think is some misguided advice they've heard?
That they just have to go with the flow until they'll find the one.
Okay. Why do you think that's bad? I don't disagree with you, but elaborate.
Well, I don't think going with the flow will make you find the love of your life. Mm-hmm. I think having boundaries and having just having boundaries in general will make you find the right person for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, the right person for me, it won't be the right person for anyone else.
Very true.
Because my standards and my boundaries will be different than other people. And a person that's good for me is not going to be perfect for anyone else.
Very true.
So yeah, I don't know these days anyway. It's just, I feel like not no one, that's a bit extreme. But most of the people, they don't date to marry. They date for a night stand.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah. Or just to, have someone that
have some fun. Yeah, have some fun, basically. Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to just have your fun at all? Or is that
No.
No? Is that because you came here 4 years ago, right?
4 years ago. 4.5.
And for our audience, where are you from? I won't speak
Romania.
From Romania.
I'm from Romania.
And so you came when you were 18.
19.
19.
Yeah.
18, 19. How would you say, is the dating landscape different here compared to there? Or is it very similar?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really had many dates when I was younger.
Sure.
Because I started working from when I was 16 and I just focused on that and I enjoyed it so much. I've been working crazy hours, like 17 hours a day.
What?
And then go to sleep. The next day go to school. After school go to work again and so on.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so I wasn't really into dating or having fun, going clubbing.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to. That wasn't my thing. And it's not my thing anyway nowadays.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to say, like, I don't know what to say about then and how it was before.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what do you think, what's one thing you think men get wrong about women?
The dress code.
The dress code.
Yes. And why I'm saying that is, if a girl is looking sexy, let's say, yeah, that doesn't mean she's an easy woman.
Yes, I agree.
But they thinking she is.
Okay.
And I can give you an example from my life. So I was actually in London a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And a man just stares at me because I had a little bit of showing.
Sure.
Yeah. And I was just uncomfortable, obviously. And I said to him, can you please stop? And he said no. And he was just continually staring. And that's other weird. People got involved to saying to him to stop because it was like so weird and wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Some men think just because a woman, she's dressing in a way, she's easy.
Sure.
Obviously, it's in general.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone who's just staring like that is
pathetic.
That's distasteful. Like, you know, kind of get your, you know, exercise some self-discipline.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I do think though, especially in a dating scenario, how we dress does make an impression.
Yeah, of course.
On, for example, maybe either, I don't say the kind of person we are, or it could be the kind of person we want to be to that person. So like when you say like dress sexy, like what does that mean? Dressing sexy.
I don't know. Maybe a nice dress. When you're going on a date, right? And you go on a fancy restaurant or I don't know, something fancy, right? Yeah. You as a girl, as a woman, you want to dress nice.
Of course.
Like a proper nice dress or maybe heels or maybe, I don't know. And maybe without you wanting, you show more.
Without you wanting?
Yeah.
No, you know what you're showing if you are showing it.
Yeah, but you know, it can be the wrong impression even if you don't want to give the wrong impression about yourself.
Yeah. So would you say there's a difference between dressing sexy and provocative?
Yeah.
What would you say the difference is?
Well, provocative is like showing more skin than clothes.
Right.
And sexy is not, you can be sexy with clothes on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You can be sexy with clothes on, definitely. With more clothes on.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to ask this because I know guys ask this question a lot.
Right.
So if, for example, like, if a girl wears something, let's say, that like shows a lot of cleavage or something, guys go, well, why would you wear that if you didn't
want the wrong attention?
Not wrong attention, but if you didn't want people to notice it. Do you know what I mean? To like notice, oh, this is something, you know.
Yeah, but some women, they are very confident with their bodies, and they, I don't know, they are just the way they are dressing, or I don't even know. I'm not like that, but I don't know what to say, to be honest. Why they're dressing like that? Yeah,
I think it's because you'd be confident in your body, but you don't have to show stuff, right?
Right. Yeah, that's correct. I agree.
I think if you choose to show stuff. It depends what you're wearing, but like if you're wearing like very, you know, tight stuff or whatever, and I'm saying this for guys as well. Like guys will wear tight t-shirts because it shows their physique.
They look bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So we know that that's what people do. So then I guess, you know, I know guys ask the question, well, why, you know, do you want guys to notice, or do you want people to notice, or don't you?
Me personally.
Well, I guess it's a general question.
Yeah. Just, I think, depends on everyone, because as I said,
does it have to be the right guy?
No. Obviously it's different because not everyone is the same.
Yeah.
Some women, I know a few women that they just dress to impress.
Impress who?
Everyone.
Very true. I think women know this subconsciously or even consciously, but that being attractive elevates your status in any social environment.
Yeah.
So like, for example, and I think this is the case for guys as well to some degree, but like if you meet a new group of people and if let's say like there's a girl there who she's very attractive, like she models and stuff like that, a lot of the time people would assign more status to her socially purely because she's attractive, and the same for guys as well. Now you can get to know them, and maybe she's, you know, not as confident, and maybe in the quote unquote hierarchy of the environment, maybe she's not, you know, she's kind of more average status level and stuff. But just on first impression,
just the look,
just on looks, the more attractive someone is, the more social status we apply to them on, you know, first glance. And guys do the same thing. Like if you meet a group of guys, there's one guy tall, attractive, great shape, whatever, guys automatically assign him a little bit more status. Or in a success environment it might be different.
Look matters these days more than it should be.
How much do looks matter in a guy for you?
It does matter.
I'm
not gonna lie, because obviously you're not gonna date an ugly person, don't you?
Sure.
So obviously you have to be attractive to that person, because after that you get to know his personality and his character and everything, and his goals, boundaries, and so on. But obviously the look matters.
So let me ask you then, you know how people rate people out of 10 in looks,
right?
Would you rather take a guy who is a 9 in looks, 9 out of 10 in looks,
right,
but a 6 out of 10 personality, or a 6 in looks but a 9 out of 10 personality?
6 on looks and 9 out of 10 personality. But as I said, you have to get to know that person so you can find out the personality and the boundaries they have and the goals and everything. But definitely I'm gonna take a guy who have
he's more average looking, but is great company.
Exactly.
Okay, have you ever gone on a date with a guy that physical wise you're like, I'm not sure if I'm attracted to you, but I'll give you a chance? You ever done that?
I don't really go on a date.
No, you don't go on dates at all?
No, really. Like I'm a busy person. I'm not gonna lie. I am a busy person, and I'm not really going on a date.
Sure.
But look matters. It does.
I hear that.
Because think about men perspective too. They're not gonna date an ugly woman.
True. I think looks matter more to men than women, but I think men's standards for looks are lower than women's.
I think that too, to be honest.
I would say that. I think when it comes to looks, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think women have a much higher threshold. For looks. I guess maybe depends what she's looking for. I think if she's looking for just fun, 100% her looks are like, he has to be up here. Because if I'm just looking to have sex, then I'm only going to have sex with the hot guy, right?
Exactly. You don't care about his personality.
You don't care. But when it's like relationship or something serious,
coming to dating that person is different.
It's more. Whereas guys are the opposite. I think guys, when they're just looking for sex, their looks
just
are like, for a lot of guys, it's like, is she available? Do you know what I mean?
You're right. You're actually right.
Have you seen that happen? Really? Tell us. Give us an example.
I cannot say.
You can't say? All right. I won't force her.
No.
I won't force her. Is there something else you'd like to ask? Anytime a guy's done something you don't get, or?
Well, why men try everything? They want to talk to you. They give you all the attention they need. And then you go on a few dates. Nothing happened. Like, sexual, but then they ghost you.
Ooh. Okay. So why would he make all the effort, go on a few dates, and then suddenly he's not interested anymore?
And he can't even say it nicely to you.
Well, we know people ghost because they don't want to.
The commitment. They are not.
Oh, well, it could be the reason. It could be he realize if he's just looking for fun and he realizes, because he may not know what you're looking for,
right?
And he may think, oh, maybe she's open to something chilled and fun, but he won't know until he goes on a couple of dates with you. And then maybe he realizes, oh, she's really looking for something serious. He's not looking for that. So then he's like, this isn't going to work. Obviously, we know people ghost because they don't want to actively tell the person they're not interested, because they don't want to face hurting their feelings if that happens. Sometimes they ghost because they don't want to close the door, but they just don't want to go through that door yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you know what I mean? That's
they keeping a little bit open,
right? And how you know it's that is when maybe you don't hear from him, but then he comes back. Like he's like, "Hey stranger, how you doing?" Or you haven't heard from him, and then he does text you back after a while. It's like, okay, he didn't want to go through that door with you then. He wasn't choosing you then, but there's something still intriguing, or he's interested to some degree. But it could be just a physical thing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think those are two main reasons. Because usually, like, if you've gone on a few dates with a guy, then you know he wouldn't go on a few dates if he didn't find you attractive. Or it could be that, you know, people date multiple people, and you know it could be that he started dating someone else more seriously. Do you know what I mean? That happens.
Maybe they connect more to each other. They had more things in common and all that.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Have you ever ghosted a guy?
I did.
Yeah, why did you ghost him?
Just because after I talk with a guy, right, and I see his boundaries and his goals and everything, and his perspective about life in general, and it's not gonna match my energy. I'm not gonna waste my time, and I'm not gonna waste that guy time either.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, why I want me to waste my time?
I hear that. So what kind of man do you look for then? What kind of you say to match your energy? What is that?
Yeah. So basically, obviously, I have big goals. I want the person next to me to have big goals and help me in the same time to, how do I explain? Basically, to push me through my goals, to reach my goals, and I'm gonna do the same for him. Like, will be win to win kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just like I don't look for a nighttime stand or anything like that.
Yeah.
I do want something serious, but in the same time now I'm just focusing on myself.
Sure.
And I think you have to love yourself first.
I agree.
Before anyone else.
I agree. What's one thing you think you've learned about dating with men now that you know now that maybe when you first came here you didn't know?
Well, I don't know what to say. I was in a long relationship, and after I broke up with him and everything, I didn't really spend my time dating. I was healing.
Yes.
And I was focusing on myself.
Yeah.
So much, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe from now on, my dating will be different.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear that. Let me ask you. What's with you? Oh yeah. So I saw something on your story.
Right.
I think you shared something. You shared something in your story where the guy was saying when an independent woman is asked whether she needs something done, she'll always say no, but then a guy should just do it for her anyway.
Yeah, I did share that.
Yeah. Is that what you think?
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm an independent woman.
Sure.
And I used to be a weak woman before.
Okay.
My mental health wasn't good and all that. But now I'm okay. I'm getting much more better, and
Good.
I'm a strong person in general.
Sure.
I have that from my dad.
Okay. Sure.
And obviously, if you ask an independent and strong woman if she needs something, even if she does, she will say no, just because she don't want any kind of help.
Why?
She can do that. She's thinking she can do that by herself, and she will probably do it, or maybe not, and that's fine. But I don't think she will ever say, an independent woman, she won't say that she needs help.
I think that's detrimental to her though, because if she needs help and she says no, but she does need it, why, especially from a man who's interested in her and wants to do that for her?
Yeah, but you know, when
you're
not when you're dating, right? You're dating. You're not married. When you're married, it's different. Sure. Obviously, you share your life with your partner. You will be there for each other. You will help each other out. Yes. That's different. But 100%. On dating, that man, he doesn't have to do everything for you.
No, I agree. And no, he shouldn't be expected he does everything for you.
Of course.
Yeah.
And obviously when you date someone, you just get to know them more and more each day.
Yes.
And maybe some things that you don't want him to know yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I agree. I think
it's it's a bit of both ways.
Yeah.
When I'm saying that.
Yeah, I get that. If it's like very significant things and you don't know him well enough, then I completely understand
exactly.
that. But I think if it's like, I don't know.
If it's something like stupid or
something minor, insignificant.
I would have said like, I don't mind saying it. Especially because I'm straightforward and I'm gonna say my point of view all the time. But
isn't then, and I'm just kind of going back to what was said in that story.
Yeah, it was just a video that I reshare it. I remember.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
But I think when you say independent women, like what is it about the independent women to maybe women who don't identify that way? Why would she say no to something that maybe a man helping her in some way that maybe other women wouldn't say no? Like, why would the independent woman say no?
I don't know.
Does she feel like she has something to prove?
Probably.
Yeah? Who's she proving it to?
Just to herself.
I think there's a nice middle ground. I think it could be, I don't need you to do this, but I want you to do this.
Kind of think.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think the mistake that maybe a lot of strong independent women can make is they're like, I have to show how strong and capable I am. But when a man cares about you, there are certain ways he wants to serve you. When you don't, if he's trying to give you that and you don't receive.
No, the thing is, if someone wants to help me as an independent and strong woman, right, okay, fair enough. I accept it. Like, sure. I'm not going to say no. But in the same time, I'm not going to ask for it. That's the only difference.
Would you... Why not?
I don't know. It's just the way I'm thinking.
Yeah. I think it depends how long you've been seeing each other, but I don't think there's anything wrong with asking, because men like to be asked.
Maybe it's
we like to feel like, oh, she needs help with something and I can do that for her. That makes us feel good.
Yeah, but some other men, they thinking she always asks for help.
Well, there's a balance. Like,
right.
If she's asking for everything.
Of course. Yeah.
Then the guy's like,
again,
come on, like, I'm not your father. Like, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't think, because the thing is, he can always say no.
Yeah.
He can always be like, nah, I'm sorry, babe, I can't do that, or I won't do that. Do you know what I mean? Depending what the ask is.
Yeah, just depends on the circumstances, obviously.
Yeah. What is one thing? What's one thing you have told your friends about a guy that maybe changed your opinion about him?
I don't know. Usually I'm just when I'm talking with my friends.
Yeah.
I'm not really giving no one dating advice. Because I'm not perfect either. Sure. I do my own mistakes.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not entitled to give no one advice.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say my point of view. But because, as I said, I'm straightforward and I care about my friends.
Yeah, of course.
When I care about someone, I'm just going to say, how I see it.
Yes.
Maybe it's not how I see it. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give no one advice. Because that's how I think. It's not how other people think about that person.
Sure.
And everyone should make their own decisions.
Yeah, I agree. Do you feel, how much do you think, if you started seeing a guy and you liked him and you tell your friends about him, and if they were like, oh, but he's not like this, or he's doing this, how much do you think
that will change my mind?
Yeah, how much would that influence your opinion?
Not too much.
Okay, that's
because with me, if I like someone, I like the look, I like the the character, I like the personality, everything. I like it. No one else have to. Even my parents, if they will turn around and they will say something, I will be like, okay, I get that, I respect that, but in the same time I choose that person because I think it's good for me. If it will be a wrong decision, fair enough, another lesson learned.
That's good. That's really good. Like, you just kind of, You say, I respect your opinion.
Yeah,
but
I do.
I'll take accountability for what happens.
Exactly. Because if I will listen to everyone and what they say,
yeah,
I think my life will be crazy. Definitely.
We know where to go, what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I hear that. Is there anything you would like to ask? Or
Well, we was talking about the worst advice. Now, what's the best advice?
The best advice. Ooh, the best advice for women and men.
It's up to you, yeah.
Okay. I'll do the men first this time. The best advice that I think men should take, that I have given a lot, is knowing when to stop chasing.
Yeah, it's a limit.
As in, there's nothing wrong with obviously pursuing a woman, but there's two reasons. Knowing when to stop chasing, so obviously, you just don't become a pest and she, kind of doesn't disrespect you. But also B, so she doesn't waste your time.
Of course.
And so you don't waste your time.
Exactly. Why you want to waste your time anyway?
Yeah.
In the first place.
Because a lot of the time guys can be like, oh, I took her out, she wasted my time, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, but fair enough. She may not have been into you and she didn't vocalize that. And we know people don't.
Yeah.
But do you know the signs? Did you recognize the signs that she wasn't actually actively choosing you? Because if you decide to take her out all the time, you're doing that. You are choosing to invest, even though you're not getting any return. So if you choose to invest initially and you don't get a return, that's fine. It just didn't work out, right? Or she's not for you. But if you're continuing to invest while you're not getting a return, that's on you, bro. And I would say the same to women.
And that would be very toxic. In the same time.
It can be, 100%. So yeah, I think for guys, it's know when to stop chasing, because guys can fixate on one woman so much.
Yeah, I know.
And they could be like, she's the one for me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but bro, she's not choosing you. She's not the one for you, because
you have to choose. The choose you have to be on the both sides.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, you wouldn't be happy. I guess I'm biased. I'm speaking for myself, but would you be happy in a dynamic of a relationship where you're chasing for their affection? Like you want it to come naturally, right?
Of course.
So yeah, knowing when to stop chasing for men. For women is just because he'll have sex with you doesn't mean that he's open to committing to you.
Yeah, that's so true.
I think that's a really big one.
Yeah, because these days they thinking just because they had sex with you, that's it's yours. It's not.
Nah. He meant like...
No.
And the truth is, guys, for different reasons, when a guy starts dating a girl, she goes into one of two categories for him. Someone who I could potentially take seriously, or someone who I'm just going to have fun with. And so it can depend on, which way he sees a girl for him. Of course. It could be like, based on getting to know her, and it's like, okay, we don't have the same values long term, but there's intense chemistry there and we have fun together, so we can do that. It's harsh but true. Sometimes it's an appearance thing. We know when guys are just looking for fun, their standards for looks aren't that high compared to if they're looking for something long term. I'm trying to think what else. It could be that he's not looking for anything serious. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think because sex is down to like the physical chemistry, appearance wise, I feel like, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, I think for women, like if a guy is attractive enough for her to have sex with him, then he's attractive enough. That ticks his attractiveness box for a relationship. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like he ticks that box. Do you know what I mean? Is that fair to say?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Would you say?
That makes sense.
Do you know what I mean?
I think, yeah. To be honest, I do agree with what you're saying. I think it's like that 100%.
Yeah. What is one piece of advice you would give to your son about women?
Don't play with no one's feelings.
Okay.
I think that will be an advice.
Yeah.
That I will give it to him.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be hurt. So why you want to hurt other people?
Very true.
That's why I'm straightforward and straight to the point. I don't want to waste my time, first of all. And second of all, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I'm going to be straightforward with someone, I do expect them to be straightforward with me.
Yes.
Which is not really happening all the time.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, of course.
you know, that's how I'm thinking.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Are you straightforward when you like a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Will you be like, hey, I like you?
Yeah.
Okay. And has that worked?
As I said, I wasn't on too many dates and all that.
Sure.
But in the same time, when I was there, I just said to the guy, look, I like you. What are you looking for?
Yeah.
And if it's the energies, it doesn't match. Okay, that's it. It was nice to meet you. We can
That's so good.
you know, we can be friends, or we can just say hi to each other sometimes and all that. But that's it.
Yeah. I think being that direct, especially in the beginning, when you're like, okay, I like you.
Yeah.
What's going
exactly.
on? I think that would help a lot of people, especially women. What would you say to women who feel like that's too nerve-wracking for them to do? They don't want to just say, hey, you know, I like you, like, what are you looking for?
They will just put pressure on themselves for no reason. Because they will just think on their minds, oh, I like him so much, what should I do? Just say it.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Have you always been had the courage and confidence in doing it? So how did you get to that point in being able to communicate with men?
To be honest, I read some books, and I watch lots of things online, and I think everyone does that. But I was just thinking, why I have to hide myself? Why I have to hide my feelings for anyone?
Yes.
Why I can't just say straight to the point and just make the things much easier?
100%.
It's much easier for everyone.
Yeah.
And especially when you like someone, you want that person to be with you. You want that person to know how much you like them, right?
Yeah.
So just say it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that I think is great if women understand about men is when a man likes you, when you admit, oh, I like you, you are being vulnerable, right? Because you're opening yourself up for rejection, right?
Yeah, you do that.
When a man sees vulnerability in a woman, that makes him want to protect her. So it's actually an attractive thing. Not a woman who is vulnerable, but a woman who can show her vulnerable side to him.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
it happens to me to say to a guy that I like him and all that, and he didn't feel the same.
Yeah.
And that's completely fine. And I said, look, I just told you my point of view and how I feel it about you and all that. That's completely fine.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, it's normal at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear that.
It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. I respect that. And the thing is, you save so much time. You just don't waste your time after that. Doesn't mean that guys can't lie.
Yeah.
But you know, but then you have to look at their actions. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. Definitely.
Yeah.
They can say, "Oh, I like you," but they don't.
They could be, or it could be, "I like you for this," which is not nice, but it happens.
It happens.
What advice would you give your daughter?
Well, I do have a daughter.
Okay. What advice would you give her about men?
I don't know. To be honest, but you know, with me and my daughter, we are like best friends, even if she's young.
Yeah.
And I think I'll be the first person for her to tell me, like, if something is going on. And I'm gonna give the advice in the circumstances.
Yes.
But obviously, I want her to be like me. I want her to be straightforward. I want her to be honest. I want her to have boundaries.
Yeah.
And to know the difference when a guy wants her for her or when a guy wants her for her body.
Very true. Very true. On that, let me ask you, do you think there's such a thing as sleeping with a guy too soon? Or do you think it doesn't matter if he likes you?
To be honest, you can feel when the connection is there. From like you like each other, you have so many things in common, you everything, right? And I don't think that's wrong when you sleep with that guy. But if he's not really into you, he barely answers to you, he barely texting you, that's wrong, and that's on you as a woman. Yeah,
I agree. I do disagree a little bit. I do think there is such a thing as sleeping with a guy too soon, even if he really likes you.
It can be.
I don't think it doesn't. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but I think it can.
I think women care more about the intimacy than
Yes.
the men. For
Yes.
men, it's just sex.
Yes.
For women, it's a bit more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I think for the woman, it shouldn't be too soon because you
Yeah.
shouldn't. You should have a level of trust and
Exactly.
investment
Exactly.
from
Definitely.
a man before you're vulnerable with him. Because as a woman, the man enters you, right? Like But I also think for her, the only word that's come to mind is respect.
Yeah, definitely.
But it is true that, if a guy can sleep with a girl really easily, he does have, in regards to the physical intimacy side, there is less respect for the physical intimacy with her than the woman who, he's been on a couple of dates, they got to know each other, and
they build that trust.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Is there anything you'd ask? What's one thing you could ask all men if you could? I know every man's different, but what's one thing you would ask all men?
Why they want to talk to many girls in the same time?
Interesting.
Yeah. And they all the time when it comes to that question, oh, I'm talking just to you. You're the only one I'm talking with.
Yeah.
We all know it's not like that, especially on the talking stage.
Sure. So why do guys talk to multiple girls?
Yeah.
I will answer that. Do you think girls only talk to one guy at a time?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you after. Because if people aren't exclusive, they want to see who they connect with more, who they like more.
Yeah, that's true. But in the same time, as I said, you can be honest. And obviously, it's talking stage. Everyone talk with everyone.
Yeah.
Because you want to find that person that's right for you. And obviously, you can't find it if you don't talk to others.
True.
Which is completely fine and fair.
So you're asking why would guys say that they're not, even if they are?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. Because I think even if we subconsciously know
that
if we're talking, they're probably talking to other people, we like to feel special, right? So even if they are, it's like, I don't care to know if you are.
And basically they want to be the best of the best for them.
Yeah.
Like for them to be the first person.
Yeah.
to be chosen.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think that's why guys don't say, there can be an element of, I don't want her to know that I am talking to other girls and doing my thing. But also I think a lot of the time there's an element of, I want her to feel good around me because I like her. Because he can like you and like other girls. Right?
Yeah.
And be talking to other girls or,
getting
to know.
But maybe your connection is more stronger than his and other girls. That makes sense.
So let's say, for example, that you're his number one. He may be talking to other girls. Maybe he's gone on a few dates with other girls. But you're his favorite. He likes you. If you ask him, you're talking, he's like, well, I want her to feel good around me and I want her to feel special. And he would rather make you feel special by not telling you.
That's when beautiful lies came.
That's the beautiful lies. Yeah. Let me ask you, why do women talk to multiple guys?
I think the same thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
And for attention.
How much attention do you think the average kind of question average woman needs? From your experience with your female friends,
right?
If they're talking to a guy that they like, how much attention do they seek elsewhere?
Just depends, to be honest. I don't know. That's a tricky one because obviously they will see, especially if a woman in general gets more compliments than a man.
100%.
And obviously she will get attention from other guys.
Yes.
Even when I was in a relationship, I used to get messages from other guys. But obviously I did ignore it, and obviously I didn't care.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Guys, we all the time said to girls that they are beautiful or different compliments.
Yeah.
But in the same time, women, if they really like a guy, they will focus on him, and they will try to make him special, because they like him, she likes him.
So how would she go about doing that? If, let's say, So let's say we've got a girl and she's been on a few dates with a few guys. Let's say there's 3 guys, and there's one guy that she feels she's connecting more with and enjoying. How does she then start to, in your words, make him feel special for her?
I don't know. I don't really agree with going on a multiple dates, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
Like when you date someone, just date someone and see if you have the, if you can match your energy, or if it's gonna work or not. And then you can move to the next person and have another date. Yeah. That's how I see it. I don't really agree with going on like, more dates in the same time. Like today is this guy, number 1, and then tomorrow is number 2, and the day after is number 3.
I get that. But if you went on a first date with one guy, let's say on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
You've texted for a week, you've been on a date, you went on a nice like coffee date, and then another guy asks you out on the Friday, to go out on the Friday. Would you say no to him?
Because I would have said no, because
okay.
I would have said no, because I want to get, that number 1. I want to get that person.
Well, you don't know if you want him yet, because you've only been on one date.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I'm saying I've been on one coffee date. Right, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
if everything was fine, and you feel it if it was fine or not.
Yeah.
Will be a second date.
Sure.
So you have to wait for the second date, maybe the third date.
Okay.
And then you can decide it if you like that person or if that person likes you.
Yeah. And you wouldn't be open to go on a date with anyone else?
No, probably, I will talk with other guys, because we are on a situationship, no relationship.
Very true.
But at the same time, I'm not going to go on other dates.
Sure. I respect that. I don't think there are many people like that.
Yeah.
I respect that a lot. Let me see what else. I think I've got one more thing. Have you ever met a guy that... I think I know what you're going to say, but I'm going to ask it anyway. It's a good question. Have you ever met a guy that you thought, oh, I would have sex with you, but I wouldn't be in a relationship with you?
Like if he will say that to me, or...
No, as in you...
Me thinking him, that...
Yeah. Have you ever met a guy and seen just go, I would go there with you physically, but you don't have the values that I want, so...
To be honest, I'm not really into one night stand.
Let's say not even one night stand. Let's say even like a friends with benefits or something.
Well... Obviously you can see, even when you're walking down the street, you can see a nice man, and you can just be attracted to him like sexually.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna go to that guy and say that to him.
No.
Or I'm not gonna...
But I mean, like, okay, so let's say for example you're at a party.
Yeah.
And you're socializing, meeting new people, and you meet this guy and you're like, oh, he's attractive. Like you talk, there's a chemistry there and stuff, like the physical chemistry is there.
Yeah.
But you realize that he's a good guy, the chemistry is there, but just his values just don't align with yours, so you wouldn't really choose him long term. But there's an element of this chemistry there that is, electric, like physically.
Make you feel like to spend the night with him, basically, not
and
like a relationship.
Yeah, and I don't want to say like, spend the night so it's like a one night stand, but it could be like, okay, he's a good guy, I wouldn't choose him. Like
we can be together in bed, but not in a relationship. Yeah, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Has that ever happened before? You ever met a guy where you're like, oh, we could have fun, but I did choose you? Yeah, how was that?
I did. Was nice. I enjoyed my time, because I didn't really look for something serious back then.
Sure.
So I was just straight to the point. Look, this is
what it is.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen more than that.
And what did he say? Did he want more, or was he kind of okay with that?
No, he was okay with it. I think guys would never say they are not okay with that.
It's very
true.
To
be honest.
Yeah, it's very true. That's every guy's golden ticket. I think. It's interesting because I remember I talked to this one girl who she was like, she had this with a guy, like a friends with benefits situation with a guy, and she was like, he's a great guy and everything like that, and he really wanted to be in a relationship with her, but she was just not.
I had that when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, I had a friend with benefit.
Yeah.
But we was like, not best friend, that's a bit weird to say. We was just like friends, but we had that chemistry like in bed.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't want anything serious. He didn't want anything serious.
Yeah.
And that's how it was.
Okay. And so he never wanted anything more at some point, or?
No. At least he didn't tell me. I don't know.
Never know. So you told me what you look for in a man. What do you think a man looks for in you?
In me?
Yeah.
Well, when you see the look, you just assume the way I am. And I can, a lot of men, women, they told me I look very arrogant. And
really?
I do.
I didn't get that impression.
Maybe not now because,
She's more aware of it now.
Yeah. But, yeah, usually. If you see me walking down the street, you get that impression of me.
Right.
You will definitely. But that's not me at all. When you get to know me, I'm a very open person. I'm a very friendly person in the same time. I like talking to people in general. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Why do you think guys have got that impression of you before? Why do you think
I don't know. Probably just my face.
Just walking around like poised.
No, I'm not walking down the street smiling to everyone. I will look
Why not? I do
mental.
That. I'm smiling to everyone. I'm waving at the old guy. I'm giving the guy in the street some money.
But I kind of like that impression. Oh. To be honest. It's like like a mask, let's say. Okay. I don't like having a mask, but it's like in the same time it protects me for the wrong attention.
I agree. Do you think it could also protect, in the wrong word, dissuade the right attention from you? So like if a guy was like, oh, she looks really cool, maybe I should go say hi, but then he sees, you've got the mask on. Yeah. And he's like, she looks like she doesn't want to be approached, so I'm going to leave her alone. Yeah,
maybe it's like that, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, that's me when I'm walking down the street. So if you see me like that, I'm nice, I promise.
That's so funny. Do you think a lot of guys get that wrong impression from like, attractive, glamorous girls, like
probably.
They think, oh, she's, probably full of herself, or
probably can be like that. Like I met some people, they was looking so arrogant and so full of themselves.
Guys or girls?
Both. Yeah. Sure. And when I talked to them and all that, everything was like so completely different. And not because they try to hide how they are, just because they look in a certain way.
Yeah, it's so true. Okay, I could talk to you all
day.
But I don't want to steal any more of your Sunday. Any last thoughts, any last questions for you? Maybe I can touch on.
I'm really happy to be on your podcast.
Yeah, thank you for coming. We appreciate you. Well, thank you for giving us your energy today.
No problem.
If people want to find you, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram. Is DEYA 2_ and X from X-ray.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on, guys. No problem. Show Deya some love. Go give her a follow. She's got some great glamorous shots on there. You're doing a fashion show.
I have a fashion show in September. Yeah,
she has a fashion show in September.
Check it out.
So go check it out. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for tuning in, guys, and I will see you in the next episode.